for the life of me, I am scratching my head to figure out some of the nonsensical decisions that Enzo Maresca made in that second half that aided in Chelsea losing absolute control of this game, because the contrasting difference between how we took the sting out of Atalanta in that first half to then allowing these guys to come onto us for fun, it must be studied. I cannot believe that after that first half, we leave Bergamo with a defeat. And I think the only thing that is screaming out to me right now is that we look absolutely unoptimized. And I think that second half summed things up. That second half ended with like 3 defensive changes. Chalobah came off. I don't know why, because Chalobah was actually controlling Scamacca. That one moment Scamacca had was that dangerous through ball, which found Lookman offside. But after that, in the second half, who was controlling Scamacca? When Fofana did, he puts in, I think, a bit of a silly, unnecessary slide tackle. He has a habit of putting himself and his body in danger for no reason, and he's made worse for it in the end, which forces another defensive sub. I understand Chalobah's on a yellow card. I understand the Reds were getting this season, but sometimes when Maresca gets insecure, the insecurity hurts us, because we had the defensive balance fine, and that disruption was not needed. But outside of that, I have to continue on with these unoptimized decisions that killed our game in the second half. Not only was it defensive reshuffles, but then the game ended with like 4 fullbacks: Reece James, Gusto, Cucurella, Achimpong. Something's going wrong here, yeah? I don't need to see this amount of fullbacks in my lineup against teams like this unless we're just doing some jumping, pressing battle against the big teams. You understand? Because for me, ultimately, the area that is hurt the most with unoptimization is the attacking players. I look at Joao Pedro, first half, second half. First half, he was more involved. Second half, he was rarely. But the common pattern in his game today that kind of just like finally made sense to me was that every good thing he did was him reverting, dropping deeper, and kind of turning nothing moments into something with little deft controls, skillful touches, winning countless headers today. You know, we were able to play direct to him, and through his own brilliance, he was able to kind of set things up. But then I realized something. Normally, when strikers who drop deep are encouraged to do so, that's normally because there's other players that take advantage of the space that's created in behind. And in this game today, and in most games actually, who the hell takes advantage of any of this space in behind when the striker drops deep? It's insane to me. I think this is why Maresca, I finally understand why he just loved up Liam Delap, because Liam Delap can do the holding role, but then it's the attacking minutes. It's the Joao Pedro that can do something in behind when he gets onto that. It's a shame the injuries have piled on and that no real consistency has been able to develop. We saw promising signs against West Ham. It's a shame that the injuries stopped that progress. But now the striker is still asked to drop deep. To flip in who? What, to Gusto to make a run in behind? To Cucurella? These guys weren't doing that. Well, Enzo Fernandez, the times Enzo was releasing today, even that superb splitting defense ball from Jamie Gittins, I had to clap for that. That was top play. But then it's under optimization, right? Because Enzo doesn't have the mobility to carry a ball and then take a shot off, or get his frame in front of a man and do nothing with it. So that one of the best moments that could have become something more dangerous if a more suited player was on the field then. Esteval Willian, maybe these little moments that we had against them could have turned into something. But I just felt like Maresca's decision-making in this half killed us completely. And it killed our attack. I have to end my point on optimization. I got a bit carried away when I brought up the Enzo Fernandez chance. But to end that point, look at the positioning of our wingers. Gittins, Garnacho, they are far and wide across opposite sides of the pitch, far away from goal, further away from the striker. Normally, when you have a guy up front who is dropping deeper, you either have two things, right? You have your attacking mids or mobile midfield players making them runs in behind. Or you have wingers who are coming inside to make those diagonal runs into those channels with the spaces being created by that deep line forward. But we don't have any of that. We don't encourage that at all. And it absolutely baffles me. And it's one of the biggest areas of concern that I see, because I feel like our attacking players get so much grief from the fan base all the time without anyone really thinking about it. But they have some of the most difficult jobs on the entire field. Not only are you pressing like a madman, and they all pressed phenomenally well in the first half, which allowed us to take that sting out from Atalanta. But then they're receiving all the time with two guys on them. They're rarely able to receive in positive positions where they can run on goal and take shots off, unless they're forcing something from 20, 25 yards from really difficult angles where you're going for like I'm talking about Arjen Robben, Messi level, top rangers in their career, level type of goals they would have to score from to take advantage of the positions they find themselves in. Yeah? How are you not having the wingers, feeding off of a striker? How come, if you look at the touches, you rarely ever see our striker make any type of touches or connections with our wingers at all? And when you sign these types of wingers that have goal threat, we saw what Gittins did for Dortmund. We see Garnacho was getting 10 a season at United, no matter how mid and messed up and no tactics United were. And they come here, yet again, more new attacking players, and they're basically fulfilling the same bad prophecy left behind them from the other attacking players that also suffered. Now listen, Cole Palmer in the field on form makes a big difference. But we can't just be that Cole Palmer reliant. We can't be. I'm sorry, I have to see tweaks from Enzo Maresca. I have to see adaptation against teams like your Atalantas. I was saying a million flipping times, man, when I was on Sky Sports all those times. Don't talk to me about your Arsenals and Barca's and that. Talk to me about December. Title challenge what? Let's see what December brings. And at the moment, 3 games, no wins. And it's the same common patterns I'm starting to see right now. Maresca has to switch things up. I'm sorry. There has to be a better way to play. The amount of times, I'm seeing the wingers getting on the ball. I thought they put in a good effort today, considering the nothing they had to work with, The nothing they had to work with. And I'm looking at Cucurella. I'm looking at Malo Gusto, thinking, what the hell? What is the utility? What is the utility of their need in this game today? Especially the Gusto sub. That does, I thought, you know what? Okay, Gittins on the right, flipping Garnacho left. Calm, Maybe let's see what happens with that. But the Gusto sub, I didn't see the utility behind that. And I don't see it most times outside of the big games. Because Gusto is not a midfield player and attacking guy. If he was, you'd have seen a Reece James improvement in this guy already, and we're not going to see it. The times he's receiving the ball, he's in midfield for some reason. It's going backwards. Remember that time he receives the ball to play it back to Robert Sanchez, who then kicks it long and it's offside. This is how you ruin the optimization in our forward play and our attack. It's not good enough. And I just felt like Maresca created the worst possible conditions for our players in this game today. Honestly, in the second half, I kept saying it on stream. Please just take off Enzo Fernandez, bring on Esteval Willian. That was all we had to do, real talk. If we wanted to get that second goal and give problems to Atalanta, we'd be thinking, crap, Esteval running at us through the middle, connecting the play, connecting the pitch. Guys like that who can carry the ball, you know what they do that helps the team, you know what they do? They encourage movement off the ball. They encourage positive runs off the ball, because that's how you can then open the game up, That's because you rely on these guys to maintain possession under pressure and have the end products to find the runners. Every type of positive possibility that we could have in the game is getting denied now on a weekly basis from Enzo Maresca. I've said this already. I can't keep saying it again, but I just feel like he overcomplicates what doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Watch my YouTube short again. I think it's even more prevalent than ever now, but you're just overcomplicating something that isn't that complicated, my guy. Please, you've won a few things. We get it. I know you got a fetish for outperforming managers tactically. But sometimes in games against the weaker teams, just let the lads, let the boys, let the players just have a bit of fun and trust them to figure out themselves. Like, it doesn't have to be all this micromanagement stuff that leads to what confusion on the field. Yeah, I can't believe that. It's a shame. It's a shame. But I want to end this review on a few others, two quick talking points. One's going to be on, I don't know, a potential sign of warning that we're seeing that could fatigue be kind of hurting the team a little bit. And I mention this because for me, I think Cucurella had his worst game this season. But he seemed to really be quite lethargic in that second half in particular. I've noticed actually his last few games hasn't had quite the same impact as before, especially off the ball. But then you think, this guy is playing like nearly every single week all the time. Like, surely he must be feeling it on his legs a little bit. I know I got a bit of criticism from you guys for my predicted lineup for the preview, but as I was really reinforcing, you know, in a time where you need to keep a bit of freshness, you know, you have to use your squad, because there's no point having your big boys if these players are tired and feeling fatigue. Because I just thought it was so uncharacteristic to see ketelare. Oh, what's this goddamn guy's name? Ketelare. I had it right on stream. I forgot how to say his name again now. But the fact that this guy, through that some of the most basic forward play, single-handedly turned the game around for Atalanta. Yeah, first move, running down the right flank. I think he put in a cross with his weaker foot because he's a left-footed player. Cucurella normally eats wingers up for fun. You rarely see shots come off from his side. You rarely even see crosses coming down from his side. This reminded me of Cucurella in his first season here. And the most easiest, simplest goal scamacca will score all season. Again, a guy that was getting contained by Jalibert. Jalibert got taken off for no reason other than having a yellow card. And now we allow Atalanta back. And then the winning moment at the end, yeah? A turnover and a half. Ketelare carrying the ball 20 flipping yards. Badia, Cuckoo, who's gonna go? Let me like have the worst body shape you've ever seen. That from Cucurella to just encouraging Ketelare to take the shot where he wanted, near post with all that power. Outrageous defending. And it's those moments there that cost us tonight. But I can't think Cucurella playing week in, week out. Enzo Fernandez. Anytime he plays attacking mid like this, I'm never excited, because every time this guy had the possibility to play forward and engineer something, he ain't Cole Palmer, put it that way. And it baffles me because he has this. He has this, but we rarely see unlocked in the system. Yeah? I thought that's the reason why, you know, we sold your Mounts and your Gallaghers, because these guys are 10 times better, right? But then it's just like Mounts and Gallaghers were getting criticized for less. And especially with the forward play stuff, which always surprises me. And I'm just not seeing that forward play quality from Enzo at the moment. Again, fatigue playing a part. I just felt, as I've said again, Esteval, yeah, injection of pace, a bit of mobility. He would have helped Joao Pedro. He would have helped the flipping wingers. He would have helped so much from that one decision, from the star boy of the Champions League so far, yeah? He's got a goal in every single game, by the way. Not playing today for what reason? So you can be doing madness tactics with Gusto and Cucurella as your attacking mids, and your wingers are playing like your wingbacks and playing like your fullbacks, yeah? Not where the fullbacks should be. It's insane to me. It's just over-coaching at this point, and it's just not helping no one when the fundamentals and basics are just kind of falling apart like this. I mean, it's definitely a wake-up call and sign. And as I said, man, it's a shame how this game ended, considering the professional, I'm not saying it was out of this world, but it was a really strong professional performance in that half. I thought the pressing, especially like from Gittins and the attacking players, that was the reason why we forced so many turnovers in Atalanta's half. I thought the goal we scored was a great goal too. Now, another trend that you're seeing of strikers starting in an offside position away from goal, they're the decoy. That's the decoy. The real danger is the movement of a Reece James, who gets released and then plays the ball across goal to the striker that's now involved in another phase of play. Yeah, I thought joao was a great player today. Shame he's on the losing side. And I thought Action Pong was very good today too. I mean, those 2 flipping tackles he made. Yeah, that goal-saving one against Scamacca. And obviously that tackle against Lookman, that recovery run. And what I even liked was how he kind of baited it too, where it looked like he was pretending to play him offside and then put on the busters to get at him. There are 2 guys that shouldn't be on the losing side, and I might even say Reese, I'd say Sanchez. I think, again, Sanchez is looking solid. And Caicedo too. But you know my thoughts, man. It goes back to what I keep saying, overcomplicating the thing for no reason at all. And tonight, it costs us in a game that we should have left with all 3 points right now. So, my friends, man, they're my thoughts and opinions. Let me know yours in the comments below right now. And I'll catch you guys later with more videos. Love. Cool.